Yeah, dear medicos, we are having the honor to have Dr. Kathy with us. Very good evening. Big
Good
congrats for
evening.
getting big congrats for getting this rank 83 awesome achievement in INICT examinations. So myself, Dr. Deepak, will be just taking this opportunity to share your success journey with us. And being a foundation student, I feel you are a candidate to share how we have to proceed in the upcoming years. All the students for first year, second year, how they should proceed as a foundation, how we should prepare hard in the MBBS. So better let us start. So first of all, I will be asking you, okay, 2 days back when you saw this rank 83, what was the feeling at that moment, better?
It was shock, first of all. I could not believe it. I checked my roll number thrice or four times, and it took a while to sink in. I definitely did not think that I would get a double-digit rank, and I was very happy. My parents are very happy. There was a lot of excitement in the house, and it was a very joyful occasion. I will remember that moment. It was very joyful.
Never forget that moment. Rank and then rank 83, better you are getting rank in top 100. But I feel, okay, yeah, it was a game of one or two MCQs, but somewhere all the students in the top 100, they have done the same hard efforts and they paid off. Like rank 83, you will be getting your dream branch, dream college. So we wish you very best of luck and we again congrats you. So let us start with like you were our foundation, you have done your MBBS from.
I've done my MBBS from St. GS Medical College, KM Hospital in Mumbai, and I was a foundation student of DAMS since third minor itself.
Third minor. So as a foundation student, it is honor for me to take your interview because you have done your MBBS from my college. So I feel yeah, we should advise all the juniors to enter in such a nice institute, CGS Medical College, KM Hospital, one of the best institute of the country. So beta, it
Yes,
is
yes.
even a proud moment for the whole college faculties. You got such a nice rank of 83. So better let us start. What was the role of conceptual learning at KM followed by at DAMS, which proved yeah, you got rank 83, so it means that the hard efforts taken in learning concepts paid off. So what do you feel value of conceptual learning?
So, KM was excellent for teaching practical aspects, and the clinics and the patient interaction was very good. But the concepts that are required for an entrance exam, the nitty-gritties, everything was cleared by DAMS. So, KM was very good for my university exams and my practical exams. But the real game changer at the end was when I attended the foundation class and I heard the teachers and everything. In fact, there were so many first year and second year doubts that got cleared in third minor after attending foundation. So that was very good. And eventually, as and when I used the DAMS notes, I would say that my DAMS notes were useful in my university exams as well. I can definitely say that in my final year university exams, I have used DAMS notes only as my resource. In fact, OBGY, surgery, medicine, peds, everything. I remember crystal clearly that I've written all my answers from DAMS notes. It was so I would say DAMS was definitely a game changer for me.
Game changer. And better being a foundation student, what I'm getting, you must have written your self-written notes. You must have your self-written notes. And what was the value of these
Yes,
notes in your rank 83?
definitely. I think it adds to pictorial memory because I've written it myself, so I know exactly where any fact is written in my book. I remember something as silly as I remember which color and which part of the page, and then I shifted to electronics. So I remember in which note I've written it. So I don't think that personal touch is there when you borrow somebody else's notes or you probably take a printout.
So better like means you motivate everyone we should be coming out of our comfort and we should be writing our own notes. That's better and it help in fast revision later.
And that keeps me engaged as well during the lecture, especially. If I'm writing myself, I am connecting with the teacher and I'm memorizing it at the same time. So, and I used to draw a lot of flowcharts. I used to just write quick bullet points when the teacher is speaking. So that was my language of understanding, and that has really helped me in the exams. Those notes were personalized for me.
So, beta, like I just want you should share the experience of that face-to-face classroom when you used to come for the dance lectures in third minor and all exhaustive sessions. So, what was the role of those efforts taken in the new final?
So those classes used to be in the weekends, and it was actually very good. I used to sit with all my friends. I remember I used to sit in the first row, and I used to answer the teacher whenever they used to ask something. And I think it was a very collective thing. I was with my friends, so it was a relaxed atmosphere, but at the same time I was with everybody. So I was forced in a way to pay attention because everybody around me is doing the same. So it's a very attention. It's an environment where attention can be maintained. So that was fun. The sessions were long. It took a while to get used to the 12-hour sessions, but I think in the end that built my tolerance.
That's very true, and I feel like even as a faculty, I feel when we people are teaching you for such exhaustive session, so you should take it as a motivation. When the faculty is teaching for so many hours, so why it is not possible for us, and we should adapt to the exhaustive sessions, and that's paid off. Like you are getting rank in top 100, so that is only because of those efforts taken. And now, like we adapted in the last 1.5 year COVID scenario, we adapted from our gold standard face to face to our now gold standard e-medicals lectures. What was the experience of online learning in the last 1 year in COVID scenario?
Honestly, it was a blessing in disguise because of my internship timings, I was not sure if I would have been able to attend everything face to face. So having everything on my phone was very handy because I could do it according to my timings. Yes, I would agree that requires a lot of discipline. So I had made a promise to myself that I would finish all T&D sessions in my first reading itself, and I would not procrastinate and keep it for later. But it was definitely a blessing because I remember that if I'm traveling from home to college, or if I have some free spare time between my shifts, I remember opening up my phone and checking out the TND sessions.
Daily session. That's great, but you are making that time because many students they say there is no time in internship. But I feel your words must motivate those students. Yeah, we have to make that time, and it is very much possible even during the traveling time. If you are going through those lectures, so it will be helping you in fast revision. Now, better like a proud Damsonian, like getting rank 83, I will be using this platform for all the juniors who have just joined the medical college. Like, what is the importance of first year MBBS and how we should proceed in the first year MBBS? Like, you're from one of the best institute of the country. So I feel you should guide all the juniors who are just joining the MBBS how we should proceed.
Honestly, touchwood that I was from KM. My first year MBBS, I remember the teachers were so good. So all my concepts are very clear. I have studied from standard textbooks. For physiology, I remember referring to Gnong and Guyton. And I think ANAT in my college, they have taken so many efforts to teach us everything during dissection. And biochem, a subject like biochem was made decent by some very good teachers. So I think first year is the foundation, and especially if you want a clinical line in the future, and if you want to build your final year subjects, first year subjects need to be clear.
And then, bit of from the what I'm getting from your words, we should go with the gold standard textbook. We should not bypass or we should not take a shortcut. Yeah, let us take some guidebooks and why to read big books. But if you read standard gold standard books in the first year itself, it helps a lot. Now, what is the role of second year, like patho micropharma in INICT?
Patho is definitely important. If you are clear with your patho, I think half of your medicine is already done then and there. If now add to it pharma, if you're clear with pharma, I think it covers your 70% of medicine. Just you need to build on investigation and treatment later. And microbio, I think, is a volatile but very scoring subject. So if you have almost all of it clear in second year, it will definitely help in your preparation phase in the internship period. And FM is a subject. Honestly, FM was my weak point. It was my mistake that I didn't study it properly in second year. It could have definitely helped me in my internship. So I would recommend everybody to be thorough with their second year subjects. If you have the time, use it and complete it then and there. Don't keep it for later.
So, Beta, when you attended Patho Micropharma, how was your experience like micro by Dr. Suresh sir and Patho Pharma? Was there sufficient for your prof and all INICT where you were getting rank 83? So those class notes were more than sufficient. What was your experience when you attended those sessions in New Final?
Honestly, the class notes have been more than sufficient. I would say that it was difficult for me to remember everything in the class notes. So it's impossible to actually look out of the class notes and go seeking for other sources. I think it is useless. You should stick to what is there in the class notes because that is the most high yield. And if you can manage to remember that, trust me, anybody can get a good rank. So they are making a concise note and they are referring to the previous year questions and making the notes. So I think we should trust the DAMS faculty because they anyways give the best notes. That was my only resource I could say. And I was very happy with it.
Very true, beta. Even we recommend that we should follow the gold standard class notes. And if you are having the class notes of DAM, so why to waste time here and there? It is better you revise again. Like final year MBBS. Now I'm coming the final year MBBS, big stress of medicine, surgery, pediatrics. And how you continue with the DAMS classes with the final year pressure?
So I would say my final year was mainly, I was focused only on doing the practical aspects because I had heard from my seniors that theory is still manageable and also I had dance notes to fall back on too. But practical is something you have to go and see for yourself and learn those skills. So my college time was reserved for going to clinics and taking cases. And my studying was mainly class notes. And if I had a doubt, I would always go back to standard textbooks and look back onto it. So for surgery, especially, I remember my full GI surgery notes was in order of Bailey. It felt like I was reading Bailey. And medicine, I feel medicine is already so vast. They've given you DAMS class notes, which is so concise. And of course, if you have any doubts, you can always go back to Harrison and check whatever doubt you have. And I don't think for OBGY, I don't think I have referred anything apart from Dipti ma'am's notes. And for PEDS, I used to refer to Guy and the notes, but my last minute resource was the notes.
Notes. That's best compliment for Dipti ma'am. Yeah, class notes more than sufficient. No need of even touching the textbook.
I've cleared my practical vivas with notes, so it's more than enough.
So, beta, when you appeared for your prof examination, so in prof, your performance, like many students, they have the phobia. If we start preparing for the PG examination, so it would affect your prof. So, what was your experience? Like you prepared with DAM. So, what was your performance in your professionals prof examination?
So, I was never the topper of KEM. That's for sure. I was in the middle range. I used to, so I.
I'm telling you, is very difficult to be a topper in KEM. So when you reach there, there are all the big brains in the college. So it is very difficult to get. But obviously, yeah, you are getting rank 83. So I feel okay, you are on the top.
I think yes, my PG prep helped in that, but there are stalwarts in KEM. Okay, so they were the toppers. I was in the middle, and I used to take part in college fests, and I used to dance. So that's what I did in college. But I made sure that I read from standard textbooks and I cleared my concepts. That's the only thing I did in my undergraduate years. And after that, when it came to internship, that's when I took PG entrance seriously and I started preparing for it.
So, beta, after taking like gold standard class notes of DAMS and you are appreciating so much, every student should take it as a motivation. If you are a part of DAMS family, nothing to worry. Even if you're not touching the books, you can easily perform good in your prof examination. Gold standard books with gold standard class notes. Coming to next question bank, DQT. What was your experience of GTs, SWT, and DAMS question bank?
So I loved the Q bag. There is a bag, mixed clinical vignettes bag where they've put 200, 250 questions. I was in love with it. So every time I was free, I used to just open that and solve some 20, 30 MCQs, even when I'm traveling for internship. And I have given SWTs I have given all SWTs. I've given the 2020 batch and the 2021 batch. And I used to use it as a tool for retrograde revision. So I used to give the SWT and then I used to go back to the subject and see what all I have missed. And as for GTs, I I'll be very honest. First, I was very scared to give a GT, but I overcame that fear in May 2020. It was in my first reading, and since then I've been giving GTs. And honestly, that is the only game changer I would say. Weekly GTs with assessing what are my weak subjects.
Yes, beta. Yes, continue.
Yes, weekly GTs with assessing what are my weak subjects and going back to it has really boosted my rank, I would say. So testing is very important. I cannot stress it enough. I understand people are scared, but it's time to face your fears and give the test because that will help you to see where you actually stand. And the only way to go from there is up. You know your rock bottom. If you get a particular rank, that is your rock bottom, and the only way to go is up. And that will keep happening with revisions and tests.
So, like, first you followed DAM's DQB, followed by your SWT, followed by
Yes,
GT. This will be the order. And you have taken the
yes,
MCQs for grade to grade learning. Like, once you have revised the notes, followed by you are doing MCQs, and then again doing the revision segment. What I'm getting from your
yes.
words. So, just like tell me any approach, any specific strategy you follow for attempting the clinical vignettes. Now, what will be the skill of attempting the long clinical vignettes and how you used to attempt the MCQs? Any specific different strategy you followed?
I used to read the last line first, always. I learned
Mm.
this lesson the hard way because a lot of times they used to give the diagnosis or probably they used to ask something totally unrelated to whatever history they have given. So that really saved my time. Always read the last line and see the options so you come to know what exactly are they asking, and that changes your approach in reading the question and the history. They To elongate the question, they definitely give a lot of things. So read the last line. If there's an image given, see the image and look at the options and then check the main stem of the question.
So many students they have the phobia of like new pattern MCQs. So what do you feel the new lengthy MCQs if you compare with the one liner? What is your opinion? Which is more difficult?
I personally find the lengthy MCQs to be easier.
Easier.
The
That's
one-liners are very direct. If you know, you know it. If you don't know, you don't know it. At least the clinical vignettes give you hints, so maybe you can come to an answer.
every topper is giving the same feedback. Yeah, it is very easy to hit clinical lengthy MCQs because the examiner is giving you multiple clues. So why to have the phobia of the new pattern? So that's very true. And thanks for giving such an awesome advice to all the juniors, beta. Like in the last spell, beta, you must have used AIMS COVID capsule. So what is the role of AIMS COVID capsule in attempting all the new update, new MCQs in INICT?
The video that you have put about COVID and names capsule, I think it encompasses everything. You do not need to look anything beyond that. COVID is anyways coming with new updates, and thankfully, DAMS was on top of it, and they have given all the updates in one video. And as for other subjects, I think they gave a lot of tips and tricks that were especially important for central institutes. Because I remember in psychiatry, in OBGY, in fact, even in micro, they used to really specify that this question is a favorite of INI CET and you need to concentrate on this. So I think it's a very good last minute revision tool.
That's great, beta. And followed by AIMS COVID capsule, you must have attended DVT and there's a big smile on your face. How was the experience of DAMS result treat those 7 days?
DVT has been a game changer. It was a blessing in my life because I think DVT is the most concise resource I could have found for any exam. And actually, I used to have night duties when the DVT was going on. So I used to see some of it at my home, and a lot of it I used to there was uploaded videos, right? So I unfortunately could not see the live ones. I used to see the uploaded ones. And after that, after the notes that I have made, I think I used to use DVT as my ultimate resource for my third reading and my fourth reading. I didn't even go back to my original notes. DVT was more than enough.
This is the best compliment for all the faculties who have taken 100% ABML. They have taken so much efforts for DVT, and still, I personally feel those 7 days were the best days in the last 1 year when everybody performed, and it was difficult. Even it was difficult for us to give DVT on online platform, but yeah, the way
Hmm.
everybody interacted it, that was the best part, beta. And then finally, I want to ask you, beta, like INICT, all the students who are going for the next INICT, being a topper, being a like double-digit ranker. So, what do you feel here? How those students should proceed for central institutes?
First of all, remove the misconception that INICT is not for me and I can't do it. I think anybody can do it. I used to have this fear myself, but as and when I solved MCQs and I realized this is very much doable. If you have your inner concepts and your core content clear, I think any exam is doable. So don't rule yourself out. That's what Sumesh sir used to say. Don't rule yourself out. Anybody can do it. Secondly, when you're preparing for INICT, check out the AIMS capsule because there are some topics that are a big favorite in central institutes. And thirdly, keep giving the INICT pattern mocks that DAMS had released because there is a time management issue. If people are preparing for NEET PG, that's a 3.5 hour exam, and INICT is a 3 hour exam. So you need to be quicker and you need to be on your toes.
So the last
That's it.
INICT, beta, how was your time management? Like last INICT time management?
So in my exam, I had finished my paper actually 5 minutes before, after doing the review. So I had left the last half an hour for review. While solving the MCQs, every 30 minutes I was checking if I was on track. There was a point where I realized I was going slow, so I bucked up because I knew that I need to go back to my review questions because those were questions that I can get correct. So I need to revisit them. And that's it. IICT had a lot of one-liners, so luckily time management could be handled. But otherwise, be quick and be sure about what you're marking in the first go and trust your first instinct.
That's great, beta. We again congrats for such an awesome achievement. And at last, I want to ask you, what is the role of DAMS family, like the motivation given by the DAMS family in the last 4 years of your preparation?
So DAMS family gave me notes which were a valuable motivation aspect. I used to see all your YouTube videos that used to happen whenever I used to feel down. I just used to see them to gain more insight and to check if my strategy is going correct. And I especially remember in the OBGY class, Sumesh sir had also come. So after the class, Sumesh sir and Dipti ma'am both were talking to us for, I would say, a solid half an hour. And they were just motivating us that anything and everything is possible. You just have to work for it.
That's great, beta. And we wish you very best of luck. And the last, any special message for all the students who couldn't perform well in the last INICT, beta, and they're preparing for the NEET examination?
Don't lose hope because there is an exam just around the corner. And trust me, anybody and everybody can do it. Just keep focusing on your notes and keep giving tests and work on your mistakes. Review your tests and again go back to notes. It's that easy. If somebody like me can do it, trust me, anybody can.
That is the most grounded feedback you have given, beta. Best wishes. Thanks a lot, beta, for getting this rank 83, and we wish you very best of luck. We pray that you will be getting your dream branch, dream college, and we are confident you will excel in the upcoming years. So best wishes, beta. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.